What does the Bible say about deep fakes and digital deception? Have you heard some of these heartbreaking stories about poor people whose faces are put on just gross, immoral material, whose reputations among their classmates are ruined? Yeah, back a generation ago when I was in school, you could kind of cut out someone's face and put it on another body. It was very obvious. But now, in a world of incredible AI computational power, it's really hard to tell what's true and what's not. In fact, just last week, I was reading a story about an expert whose job is to analyze videos and figure out what's real and what is artificially generated. And he struggled, even as an expert, to be able to do that. As a person, as a pastor, as a parent, that terrifies me, that someone could create like me talking, even if it wasn't me talking. They could literally put words in my mouth. They could put my daughter's faces on gross and just toxic, evil kind of video. It scares me to live in a world like that. So what does the Bible say? Well, the Bible is not ignorant about people faking it. Jesus talked a lot about hypocrisy, about people who looked good on the outside but were corrupt on the inside. Maybe you know the famous story of Isaac and his son Jacob, the deceiver. Jacob, who kind of deep faked his aging and blind father and acted like he was his brother Esau to steal the blessing that he wanted. People have been lying and deceiving since the beginning of the Bible. Now we just have more powerful tools to do it. So where does that leave us as followers of Jesus? With a few things. Number one, it is so important that we are people of the truth. It says in Ephesians 4, verse 25, "Therefore each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor, for we are all members of one body." May we be the people who never create things that would damage someone else's reputation. May we never participate in deep fakes thinking they're funny or interesting. Let us be people who stand up for what's right, what's true. This is our calling as Christians. Number two, find your identity in Jesus. It kind of scares me that people could rather easily damage my reputation, that any enemy or critic could create a video that makes me look terrible, which means at the deepest level, I'm going to have to find my joy and confidence, not in what you might think of me, but in what God thinks of me. If your confidence is in the fact that you are a beloved child of God, bought with the blood of Christ, and this is true of every single Christian, then people can slander you, people can believe false things about you, but they cannot touch the deepest, most important part of you, your saved and treasured soul. The gospel has always been important. It's important because it's the good news that saves us when we take our final breath, but it is so important right now. What is my identity? As the popular kid at school, as the one that everyone speaks well of? Well, that is in such danger in a world of digital deception and deep fakes. But if it's in Jesus, then I have an identity that can't be touched or taken away. Dive deeper and deeper into the gospel so that you have an identity like that too. Finally, I would encourage you to live as much of your life as you could incarnationally, which means in the flesh. I know that many digital tools make things convenient. It's easy to text. It's easy to Snapchat. It's easy to stay connected in those digital ways. But as more and more the digital world becomes uncertain, perhaps even deceptive, it's so important that we practice incarnational things, that we are around the same dinner table with our family, that we're at the coffee shop face to face with our friends. So we don't have to wonder, is that real? Did they really say that? Is this auto-generated? Can I trust this or not? All that goes out the window when we simply gather together in Jesus' name. So I pray that if you and I are friends, if we're family, that the bulk of our relationship is based on face-to-face interactions. We know that's true. It's the new authenticity check. It's not a digital signature. It's not a voice thing, which can be copied and used in bad ways. Instead, I know it's you and you know it's me because we have lived incarnationally. So what do we do in this age of deep fakes and digital deceptions? We become people of the truth. We find our identity in Jesus, and we try to live our faith face to face. I pray that God would protect your reputation and use you to protect others too.
Hey, thanks for listening to Taboo Questions with me, Pastor Mike Novotny. You can find even more questions on timeofgrace.org/taboo questions and in my book entitled Taboo, Topics Christians Should Be Talking About But Don't. Just look for the link in the episode notes.